Hey guys, that was bad. Ugh. Hey guys, hey guys. I'm so annoying. Hey guys, what's up? Hey guys, I am finally back from a brief hiatus. I needed to take some time away from creating content because I moved back to Boston. So I'm here in Boston. Obviously I just said that, but I needed some time to figure out where I was gonna live and then getting my old job back and just prepping the whole move and coming here, and it's I don't even have all of my stuff. As you can see, my bed is very bare, and if you know me, you know I have a million pillows. So oh, thank you, lighting, for disappearing when I needed you, just like the Avatar. But regardless, I'm here. I have mainly set up the bulk of my stuff. I think I'm going to get on Monday. I hope. You will see some move-in content, but I can't really post a move-in video when I'm not even fully moved in. So that's never gonna not be annoying. But yeah, all that to say that I am back at making videos. So today I am going back to the Getting Out of a Rut series, and we're going on with episode 2, which is going to be about maintaining personal hygiene. In this video, I would not only like to share my personal experiences like I did in the last video and kind of tell you how I took my baby steps to get to where I am now, but also kind of helping create goals that are realistic and achievable and cost little to no money. Because, oh my gosh, is shit expensive? Welcome back to Boston. Boston is so fucking expensive. Oh my lord. But it's okay, I love it here. So yeah, let's get into the video. So in my personal experience, when I was in my rut, honestly, my personal hygiene was the only thing I really maintained. I would brush my teeth and take a shower every day because it was the only thing that, it was the only semblance I had of being a human. I always say if I need to feel like a human, I'm gonna take a really long shower. And it was my form of self-care and self-love. Just always, anytime I was stressed out when I was a teenager, I would just take a bubble bath. Because it was just the one space that I, growing up, I could have privacy. Because, being a kid, your parents are gonna barge into your room and stuff. So if I really truly was just overstimulated or had a stressful day, I'd go take a bath and no one could bug me. So I feel in that regard, that was kind of my self-care ritual. So yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of issues with my hygiene, especially because, I also was working, and I was working food industry jobs, and if you've worked in a restaurant or a cafe, you know that when you leave work, you smell like food, and I hated smelling like food. So I was honestly probably taking 2 showers a day, because I'd rinse off in the morning and then take a real deep wash after work, because it was just, I would feel so gross. And I worked in a seafood place, so it would just smell like crab. So yeah. So even when I was really depressed, I would take time to even just do a face mask. I would do a face mask, and I would do a little coconut oil hair treatment or whatever. Nothing fancy or expensive. I would just go to CVS and get the tubes of face mask that you can put on, the ones that are peel off, or whichever ones that they had, and you can get a huge vat of coconut oil for pretty cheap at Walmart or just any grocery store. A huge tub for maybe $5 or something. And I found too that when I would take a shower and brush my teeth, or I would put on the face mask, it helped with my self-esteem, but it would also help me feel more motivated to actually get stuff done. So then I noticed that I would start picking up my room, or that thing that I was avoiding doing because I just like was so burnt out, like I actually would start doing it. Again, that was my experience, but I know that a lot of people do struggle with like daily hygiene when they are depressed. So I'm gonna lay out kind of a game plan where you can start creating a foundation and then build upon it. So I think first and foremost is just brushing your teeth and some semblance of like a shower. And I say some semblance because, you know, maybe even just getting into the shower is too much, or maybe your shower isn't clean or isn't working or what have you. So I found some products online that I think could be potentially helpful that aren't super expensive, not going to break the budget, and you don't have to buy all of them. You don't have to buy all of them at once. Maybe it's like you have one specific goal for a week or two. And then once you're doing that consistently, then you move on from using whatever that product is, and then you choose another goal. So for starters, there are like deodorant wipes now, or like full body wipes that you could use, so that say you don't have the energy to go take a shower, you can at least still be clean and still clean yourself and still smell nice and appear nicer and feel cleaner just by using those wipes. And honestly, while I was traveling, I did buy those because sometimes you're traveling for 3 days straight and don't have access to a shower. So those definitely came in handy and made like, oh my gosh, going into a public bathroom and having a full wipe shower was honestly really refreshing. So I feel like that could also potentially be something that you could use if you are in a rut. And it's not just like a traveling purpose, you know? It's like, as long as you're getting clean, you know, I feel like there shouldn't be judgment on how you get to a certain space, as long as you're taking the steps necessary to be better, you know? There are also finger brushes that you can get that are like a little silicone brush that you could keep on your bedside table. Like you can keep it on your nightstand with like a little tube of toothpaste, and just even like going in and brushing, like no, it's not going to give you as detailed of a clean as an actual toothbrush. But again, if you're struggling to just even get out of bed in the morning, that is better than nothing, you know? Having these supplies just readily available in your room, I feel like is monumental for just like getting those first steps. Because it's always those first steps that are the hardest when you're getting out of a rut, because you just don't want to. But once you start making those small changes is kind of when you're like, okay, I can kind of start doing it. So I think just kind of getting at a place where you're beginning to think about hygiene. Again, those products could totally help. And as someone who used to have hair that went down to their butt and knows what the maintenance for that is and how long it takes to maintain that kind of length, I know that you don't always want to wash your hair because it's a hassle, especially if you have long hair. That's so much work. And if you just aren't even in the headspace to like be taking care of yourself in general, going through a whole hair care routine sucks. So buy a can of dry shampoo. Like there's some as cheap as like $8 I found online. Like you can go to any store, like you go to like a CVS, a Target, buy it on Amazon, what have you, just so that you can appear nicer and feel a little bit fresher and not feel so greasy, I think would also be kind of beneficial. So these are just some like products that I think could be helpful, that like if you find yourself struggling with just maintaining these habits, that you could keep on your nightstand and just have it kind of be readily available for you. Like I said in my last video, I think making kind of like a game plan of attainable goals is something that's super helpful. So I think breaking down hygiene kind of like at its core is brushing your teeth, getting showered, and then extra self-care, I think is kind of like the main gist of it. So making sure that you just brush your teeth in the morning, starting with once a day, right? Just getting it done. It doesn't have to be the full 2 minutes. You don't have to floss. Even just having like a mouthwash even, and using that for starters, I think is a good first step. And then once you have kind of that baseline of a habit that you don't have to think about anymore, adding something else into it. So maybe then it is doing the full 2 minutes, Or maybe it's transitioning from mouthwash to actually brushing your teeth. Or maybe it's combining the two. Or maybe it's adding flossing. You know what I mean? And then like once you've really gotten like teeth brushing down, then let's move on to shower. It's like, okay, you know, I'm using these body wipes every day and I'm feeling clean. Great. Then maybe it's like, I rinse off in the shower. Maybe it's just water. Maybe it's for 2 seconds. But it's still doing something. Maybe you're just rinsing off in the shower for 2 seconds with just water. But you know, it's still more than nothing. And then from there, it's like, hey, maybe I buy like a bar of soap or some body wash. And you start from there. And it's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna buy a 2-in-1 so that it's easier to wash my hair. Sure thing. Maybe even buy a 3-in-1 so that you are spending less. No judgment in that, you know? Again, as long as you're making these steps. So then after using the 3-in-1, maybe you're like, you know what? I am ready to have my separate body wash and then a 2-in-1. And then from there you go to, you know what? I'm gonna find a shampoo that really works well with my hair and my hair type. And then also finding the conditioner. And then maybe it's like, hey, maybe I'll get a hair mask. Or maybe I'll do my nails. I'll clip my nails and like fix my cuticles. Or maybe I'll just like put on a quick coat of nail polish and that makes me feel good about myself. And then sure enough, you're back at taking care of yourself and maintaining, oh my god! But then eventually you get in the habit of maintaining your hygiene and not only doing it because you have to, but because you want to. And then not even because you want to, but because it's just so wired in your brain that you're like, yeah, like I wake up, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, I'm gonna do my business, and then I'm gonna like take a shower and like brush my teeth and start my day. And now like I have a whole face care routine that I follow, which I think is definitely just like a point of just being like 22 now, is like I'm getting into face care routines, which I don't think it's an age thing, because obviously you have like the Gen Alpha, Sephora, like monsters who like drunk, I don't even know what Drunk Elephant is. All of my stuff I get at Trader Joe's. I use Trader Joe's face wash, lotion, hyaluronic acid, and then I just got like a retinol serum that I use twice a week. But that's something that like I never did. Like I don't know, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna wash my face with body wash and it'll be fine. And like I guess it was for a while, but like my hormones have changed and like I don't know, my skin is more sensitive. So like I don't know, I feel like my skin, like I'm getting into the semantics of my face routine. But all of this to say that even though I had a foundation, I didn't have the level of care that I take into myself now. And, you know, really making a point to make sure that all of me is at a level that I want me to be at. If you do want kind of like a run through of like the things that I buy and purchase and like what works for me and kind of like what my beauty routine is, I guess I could film that. I could film that for you guys. I don't know. I don't know what you guys want to watch. But yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing kind of like what products I use and like what works for me, I'd be more than happy to like delve into that. The main thing is just consistency. So making sure that you are reaching kind of those weekly goals within yourself. So that is going to be the end of this video. I hope that it was helpful. I try to be really vulnerable and really kind of honest about what my experience was and how I got to where I am now in terms of my habits. And you know, I hope that someone can watch this video, and even if this video just helps one person, to me that just means that this was a success, because that's kind of what I want to accomplish. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope that it was informative and that it was helpful and can serve as somewhat of a guide or give you an idea on just where to start even. If you have any other questions, please leave them down in the comments below and I will try my best to answer and be as helpful as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe and make sure to hit that bell notification so we get notified every single time that I post, because I will literally love you forever. And I will see you next Wednesday. Well, the Wednesday after that. I'll see you in the next video. Okay. Ah, I'm so rusty, but we got there. We got there, guys. Bye. I need a coffee. Ugh. Wow. Wow. Wow.